Good afternoon. How are y'all today? Hope everybody's just fantastic. I'm doing pretty good here. It's a little rainy. Thank God for the rain. I'm in here cutting up leather. We do leather projects after riding and working cattle all day, and we come in the evenings and we do leather projects on most of our events. This year we're going to do saddlebags. I'll show you a saddlebag. We keep everybody super busy on these events between cooking and cleaning and leather crafting and riding ponies. It's pretty action-packed events, and we also do leather stuff here at our ranches, and we teach leather classes, chaps, saddlebags, canteens, whatever. Here are the saddlebags. These are obviously several years old, and they are a pretty good piece of gear, and we don't use sewing machines out there. We hand stitch everything, can do a saddle lace and on the back. Try to do everything by hand. And here are the canteens, and these are a good piece of gear too. You can 2 quarts of water, wrap it around your saddle horn, and take off for the day. I tell you, we don't realize how important sometimes making something with your hands is. A few years back in Montana, we were riding through the mountains and building saddlebags in the evenings. We had a veteran, probably 24 years, I believe, before he retired as a Green Beret, Special Forces. And he was out there with his saddlebags, just got done with them and oiling them up, setting them out in the sun so they patina. I noticed he was a little distraught. Went up there, is everything all right? Yeah. I said, saddlebags look good. He goes, yeah. He said, this is the first time I ever made anything with my hands. I said, really? I said, yeah. And I spent my whole life being trained, to destroy things. Killing, blowing up stuff. And that was all he knew. And it reminded me of the words of Musashi. Musashi's the greatest samurai. You can look him up if you're interested. But he said, if a man's going to take on the art of war, and that's a woman too, if a person's going to take on the art of war, you got also to take on the art of create something, build something. It helps to balance out. If it's just war and destruction, then it will creep into your life and make you a very bitter person, and you're just no balance. To garden, to paint, to craft something, to build a house, to do something, it helps you create and satisfies that necessary part of your soul. But it was very touching, and it moved me, and it made us, even the little things we do have big consequences for some people, and I believe it did for him. He's hook, line, and sinker. He owns horses now, and he's got real carried away with the whole animal thing. But back to the Forged Valor, I was sitting in here cutting up leather, and I was thinking, I was listening to YouTube, listening to the news, and I'm out here out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't have to deal with the outside world. But for some reason, I turn that YouTube on, I listen to news. What's going on with the Epstein files? What's going on in Iran? What the hell is Israel doing now? On and on and on and on and on. And I listen to it, and it just chaos, just pure evil in the world and chaos. And I remember back when I was a young kid watching National Geographic, and it was video on up afar of these wolves surrounding an elk herd. And those wolves were surrounding that elk herd, and then you see them, they crouch down, and then they attack. Their goal is not to take the elk herd out. They cause enormous amounts of chaos. And then then they scatter the elk. And they're looking for those young elk, the ones that leave the pack, and they go somewhere else, and then they surround that 1 or 2 or 3, how many wolves they got, and they attack that one. And they devour it. They don't even bother killing it. They eat it alive. And that's what's going on with us. Do you see what they're doing to us? They're destroying our families. They're destroying us. They're destroying our communities. Everybody is like, well, you Republicans are idiots. You Democrats are idiots. Hell, we're all idiots. We're all idiots because we're allowing them to win. We're drawing lines in the sand over a stupid politician. And they don't care about you. We need to get back to simple things, back to the truth. Fathers need to be fathers. Fathers need to accept their role as a man, providers, protectors, builders, whatever they do, instead of just being humans with testicles. We need real men to be able to lead this country. We need us to take our roles. There's more than just being a sperm donor. I know that this is confidential and I say, oh, you're getting heated up. Oh yeah, I am a little angry. I'm a little angry about the whole situation, to watch where we don't do anything. They say, that old saying, what does it take for evil to prevail? For good men to do nothing. And yes, I'm talking mainly to men. Not that I'm degrading women or don't think much of women. Thank God for women, because they're the only ones doing anything right now, because men don't accept their role. Women have to be the providers, the protectors, the teachers, the disciplinaries, everything. Basically, if they have 3 kids and a husband, they got 4 kids. The old one's a kid too, and that's not right. Not every man. A lot of men accept their role, and we got some great fathers out there, but a lot of them are beat up, and I don't want no one beating them up anymore. I want someone encouraging them, teaching them, training them, empowering them to be the man they need to be, because I believe in them. Even if they're just seem pathetic, I believe in them. Now, I was speaking in a church the other night, and they don't let me speak in churches very much, but they were having vacation Bible school, and they had this, they said there's a few young people that gave their life to Christ. I said, do you understand? I said it in church. I said, these guys just joined the army. They're gonna be attacked. But understand, they're on the battlefield now. They need to be equipped for battle. They need to be trained in the art of war, not to hurt people, but to defend their heart from the attacks that are going to come on. If they're not equipped, then they will be rendered useless and defeated at such an early age. And we have to understand that. If they believe that Jesus moved into their heart and they're carrying him with them, that means, and if you believe Jesus is God, that means that you believe the creator of the universe resides in you now. And that's a pretty big deal. The one that cast the stars out into this universe is there, right there, everywhere you go. Everything you look at, even bad stuff. Remember that. When you're looking at things you shouldn't be looking at, he's looking at it with you, and that ain't good. You go places you shouldn't go, you're taking them with you. Let's just think about that. Us men, myself included, I struggle. I've got tons and tons, thousands of failures. But you know, what was it? Thomas Edison, I believe, said success is the product of 1,000 failures. And that's where we need to go. But one thing I almost forgot. These cool shirts we just got in. A guy cut us a deal on a handful of them. Cow Boss Ranch Wear. Look him up. Maybe I'll put a link on the channel here, and you can check him out. He's a small-time guy and out there, I think, in Crowley, Wyoming, or right around Crowley, Wyoming. But check him out. Nice guy. He's a real cowboy. And he's just trying to make a little extra cash selling some shirts. And I appreciate if you guys look him up and maybe buy from him. But pretty cool shirts. I like it so far. Pretty nice. But you guys take care and wait for us to come back. See ya.